according to my calculations,
yes, Nerd Ninja,
the winner's name is going to begin with C.
well done. There you go. Exclusively revealed here on BLD Beatdown, the show that WWE tried to take off the air. People, welcome to episode 23 of BLD Beatdown, the show that WWE tried to take off the air. But we're still here, still doing our thing. And today we're talking about WWE Backlash. A bit of a problem WWE have got here. I've got a feeling somebody's quite happy that West Ham is staying in the Premier League. He's got his little hammer out, ready to be a bludgeon brother, just in case he needs to be. But they don't feature in this latest pay-per-view coming up today, Sunday. And a bit of a problem for the WWE is we've recently had WrestleMania. Oh, it's not bad. We've recently had, in the last couple of weeks, the greatest Royal Rumble, which was actually very good.
Which probably was one of the greatest.
How do you follow all of that? How do you follow all that? Well, it's a bit of a mixed bag coming up in Backlash. At least they haven't got themselves restricted now to either a SmackDown show or a Raw show. They're now sort of crossed titles, cross shows, so not so much of a problem in that respect.
7-Up.
But, and it's a big but, the lineup this evening, for example, doesn't include any sort of tag team title. And there's some matches which you would expect to see and some matches which are a bit like, but we're going to go through them. We're going to go through them, give you our predictions, and of course, as always, let us know down below what your predictions are, and we'll have a look at them all afterwards and see how everyone did. Right, Ninja Boy, let's go through.
Well,
starting it all off, what have we got?
A kick-off match.
Yes, which is?
One of the ones where you're like, Bailey against Ruby Riott.
Yes, now I did comment that during the Greatest Royal Rumble, it was one of those pay-per-views where actually you were quite taken by all the matches and your attention was quite drawn to it all. And I didn't know if that had anything to do with the fact that there weren't any pointless female matches just dropped in between. And I have to say, this really smacks of a pointless female match coming up. You've got the Riott squad, well, it's Ruby Riott, against Bailey, and I guess there's no storyline for me. It just looks like another vehicle to push Ruby Riott's cause, as far as I'm concerned. So I want to go for Ruby Riott. Ninja, what's your verdict?
I've got an idea here. I think Bailey's gonna. Ruby Riott will be on top of start, then Bailey will switch it round.
Right.
And look like she's gonna end it. Then Sasha Banks comes out, causes some kind of distraction. Ruby Riott wins. Right. And then Banks against Bailey.
Right. Okay. Next up, we have
this is the main show now, by the way. The United States Championship. Jeff Hardy against Randy Orton.
There's a couple of the old stagers showing us their skills. I'm sure it'll be entertaining. I think Jeff Hardy will probably retain it because the whole point of him getting the title in the first place, I thought, was to give him a bit of a run. And I did originally think it was a chance for some of the younger up-and-coming stars to then challenge him for the title, and we'd get a chance to see them doing what they can do in the ring, showing us their wares. But what's he doing this evening? He's defending against one of the most experienced, possibly one of the most talented wrestlers of his generation, Randall Keith Orton, who needs no introduction or indeed explanation from anybody. As a Randy Orton fan, I know some of you out there don't like him, but I just think his technique and his timing still is just perfect. Those RKOs out of nowhere don't just happen. It's his timing. It's effortless. Some of the things he does, the slams and everything else, it's just effortless, and I love watching him wrestle. So I'm looking forward to the match, but I think Jeff Hardy will win it, even though I want Randy to win. Ninja.
I think Jeff Hardy's going to win as well.
Yeah? Anything you'd like to add?
Not really.
No? Okay, next match we've got.
Next we've got the Raw Women's Championship, Nia Jax against Alexa Bliss.
And, where are you going? Have you had enough?
No.
It's a kind of feud. It's a friendship gone wrong.
But WrestleMania seemed like the end of it.
It's a familiar feud.
Bliss needs a remake.
Yeah. See, we're trying not to be too down about the show. We're trying not to be too down, but after Greatest Royal Rumble, which was great, it is a bit of a struggle, and there's nothing really sort of refreshing and exciting coming in. And this, as Ninja said, we thought that we'd seen this all resolved, and now it's just being continued. So, I want to say Alexa Bliss is going to win.
According to my calculations...
Ninja Boy's back! Nerd Ninja! According to your calculations.
According to my calculations, I think that it'll be a bit back and forth, but I think Nia Jax will retain. Because it's like a whole emotional thing at WrestleMania. Yeah. I don't see them ruining that. I
wouldn't be surprised. Well, the only reason I could see them bringing Alexa Bliss back is to fight her again, was to get this sort of swapping of the title going on. But I can see there being no result, to be quite honest. It's not a no DQ, is it? So I can see there being no result. Something's going to happen, and it's not going to finish. It's not going to be a clean bout. There's going to be some sort of shenanigans going on. But I'm just going to say Alexa Bliss to win because I am. It's that simple. Next up,
the Intercontinental Championship. Seth Rollins defending against The Miz.
Awesome.
Invoking his rematch clause.
Right, the Architect against Mr. Awesome. I would like to see Seth have a continued run with the title belt. I just think Seth needs to have a belt under his belt. So I want to say Seth to win. Although Miz, I wouldn't be unhappy to see Miz take the title back.
And that, I believe, would be his night equaling Chris Jericho's record.
Indeed, that's you take the words right out of my mouth. So for that reason, it would be pretty cool to see Miz do it. Because let's face it, Miz, for all of his brashness and his outward arrogance and everything, he's a great entertainer. He's one of WWE's greatest assets, and fully deserves every title win that he gets. And and when we've seen live shows ourselves, and on that note, we're off to see SmackDown in a couple of weeks' time at the O2 in London. So looking forward to that. Miz has been at every show that I think we've ever been to, which includes the ones we've been to in the States as well as the ones in the UK. So it's just working tirelessly. So big admiration for the Miz, but I would like to see Seth retain. Ninja?
Well, it will be Seth because Miz is now on SmackDown and they have the US title there, so...
There you see. There's some logic behind these decisions.
As much as I want to see Miz win it, I think it will be Seth.
Yeah. Okay, next up.
Probably the most nonsensical match on the card.
Is this going to be Braun Strowman?
Braun Strowman and Bobby Lashley.
That great pairing of Braun Strowman and Bobby Lashley, the one we all wanted to see.
Against Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn.
Yeah. Why? Why are they having this? Why? I don't understand.
Waste of time and talent.
I would say Owens and Zayn to win by doing something underhand and not getting Strowman sorted out, but doing something to Bobby Lashley to win the match. So that's my verdict. Ninja?
Funnily enough, I think Owens and Zayn as well, but
interesting.
I think it will end differently. There'll be a little altercation between Strowman and Lashley.
Right.
Strowman power slams Lashley, 1, 2, 3, Owens or Zayn pins him. That leads to a Strowman-Lashley rivalry.
Right. Another thing we all want to see.
Really not.
Next up, Ninja.
Next up is Daniel Bryan against Big Cass. Now,
what would you like to play next?
Oh, and a contribution from Alexa in the background. She obviously thought Big Cass is another word for Alexa. So just ignore that. Alexa, shut up. Well, carry on.
Okay, so obviously since Big Cass returned during the Superstar Shake-Up, he has created this rivalry with Daniel Bryan.
Yeah.
I see this being a disqualification victory for Daniel Bryan. Cass will do something to cause disqualification.
What do you make of Big Cass as a soul wrestler?
I think they'll continue this into Money in the Bank.
Yeah. I mean, he's well thought of.
They won't have Bryan lose because that would cause riot, but they're trying to build Big Cass up as like a kind of monster, so I don't see them pinning him this also making him this early into his return.
I mean, he's still a bit in the shadow of his partnership with Enzo Amore, particularly as Enzo used to do all the yabbering, and Big Cass would just sort of come in towards the end of
Beat everyone up.
every 4 or 5 sentences. Yeah, so I think he's struggling a bit to just stamp his own identity into the WWE and project himself, which is not easy when you've been part of a tag team where you've kind of been the back seat. You've done more of the wrestling while the other guy's done all the talking. And we've seen it happen before in the past, where you have partnerships where one guy does all the talking and then he sort of becomes the face of the partnership, and the guy who's doing the wrestling tends to be seen as the jobber in the partnership. So when that jobber then has to come out and do his own thing, it's a bit difficult for him to sort of get everything going and get the crowd on his side.
He had like a 6-man tag thing with the New Day because they obviously didn't think that he could go solo at that time while Enzo was, because it wasn't a long injury then, so it was just a short one, so they just put him with the New Day for a bit.
Yeah, so interesting to see how that pans out. I mean, I would have thought it's got to be a Daniel Bryan win, because Daniel Bryan needs to sort of have his comeback path mapped out before him. He needs to get some wins under his belt now. We've had his defeat. We've had his decent performance in the greatest Royal Rumble, where he put in the biggest amount of time ever in a Royal Rumble. But of course that's not a win. That's just a nice stat to have. So this needs to be Daniel Bryan's first proper solo win since his return. So that's what I'm going for.
Yeah, I think he will win it, but as I said, by disqualification.
Right.
Next up, the SmackDown Women's Championship rematch, Carmella defending against Charlotte.
The best lineup of the evening as far as the women's stage is concerned, and I think Nerd Ninja's going to come in with a big opinion here. Big opinion. I was a bit split on this one. At first I thought, oh, well, Charlotte's going to come in, show us what she can do best, and she's going to get the title back. And I thought, well, perhaps it's going to work better if Carmella keeps hold of it for a while. And you got a heel champion for a bit. So, I don't know, I'm still a bit torn on that one. I suppose if I've got to go for someone, I'll say Charlotte, because I just feel that she's been a bit, not in the background, but she's not had as much success in recent months as she had over the past year or so. So I'll say Charlotte to stamp her authority and come back in with a bang.
According to my calculations,
yes, Nerd Ninja,
the winner's name is going to begin with C.
Well done. There you go. Exclusively revealed here on BLD BeatDown, the show that WWE tried to take off the air. Is that us done?
Well, I'm not even sure who I think.
Well, okay. I thought you were just going to leave it like that. Okay.
I think Carmella, I think they'll have a long reign.
Trying to rush him off the air.
Maybe for a few months.
Okay.
And then she'll lose it to an up-and-coming person.
Right.
Like maybe even Ruby Riott.
Could be. Could be. Next up, Ninja.
Next up.
Either Nerd Ninja or Ninja Boy. Of course, yes, I was forgetting about Shinsuke Nakamura trying to turn over AJ Styles after their greatest Royal Rumble match, which, again, split opinion. Some people thought they were sort of quite bored by it. I actually quite enjoyed it. I thought it was a decent scrap.
It's the ending that ruined it.
Yeah, I guess that's what put a lot of people off. So here we are again. It's nothing new, and having looked forward to seeing a rivalry between the two, I would have liked to have seen there been perhaps someone else getting involved in this one. Careful, you're dazzling people there. You're dazzling people with your guitar skills on the WWE belt. I would have liked to see something different, because this is all coming in a bit of a rush, and Great Royal Rumble was only a couple of weeks ago. So, in terms of who's going to win, well, I thought Shinsuke was going to win at GRR.
I thought he was going to win at WrestleMania.
So, perhaps that win is now due, and this is the time it's going to happen. So, for that reason, I'm going to say Shinsuke.
Same here.
Yep.
Because it's no DQ, that is set up for him. For
him to do something completely abhorrent to the whole nature of wrestling.
Noticed
Yeah, he's going to do something nasty, isn't he? He's going to win. I mean, he does seem to specialise now in that.
No, Kinshasa. 1, 2, 3.
He does seem to specialise in that sort of thump up between the old. So we could well see some of that being employed. Right, is that us done?
No.
There's one more. Ah, forgot about this. It's Roman Reigns against Samoa Joe. Joe's not quite had.
He's not had a push.
No.
He had a match.
Not had the projection.
Universe title against Lesnar, but that was a while back now, and of course he didn't win it.
So I mean, this would be a good chance for Joe to win and get some more support and the crowd on his side, because Roman continues to be the pantomime villain of the WWE. No matter what WWE do, make him headline every show they've ever had in history, he still gets a lot of criticism, if not just from Ninja Boy, but from the rest of the WWE universe. So this could be a chance to actually help push Samoa Joe. Having said that, the WWE love Roman Reigns, and of course he's not had much success himself recently. So
3 Roman Reigns losses on the trot.
I can't see him losing again. I just can't see him losing again. So I just had a horrible thought. Perhaps they are lining up Roman Reigns to have quite a few defeats before then putting him on a proper title push again. That would be interesting. Ninja Boy, come back, give us your verdict, and let's sign off and leave these good people to their Sundays in peace.
Well, sir, as I say, I don't see 3 Roman Reigns losses on the trot.
No.
But I can also see Joe winning.
So
not by pinfall, by making Reigns pass out. So it'll be like, I didn't get pinned, I didn't tap out.
You've got a decision to make, though.
I'm going to say Samoa Joe.
Oh, interesting. So we're going to finish.
That one's from the heart as well as the head.
We're going to finish on a disagreement. It's always nice when we disagree. So I'm going to go for Roman Reigns because I can't see him losing another one after having lost 3 on the bounce. And Ninja is going to go for Samoa Joe. So what are you going to go for? Have you got something else you're just going to say?
Another reason why I went for Joe is because of what you said. It'll be because like the whole Brock Lesnar thing, he was the underdog.
Yeah, it is a chance
to. He'll be the underdog, and then WrestleMania 35.
I'll put it this way: if Samoa Joe doesn't win, you do wonder what they're going to do with him in future, because
that just buries him.
It'll be just another match where he's been wheeled out to be beaten up. So, which I wouldn't understand. I wouldn't understand that. So there we have it, people. Let us know what you think in the comments down below. Do you think Roman Reigns? Do you think Samoa Joe? What do you think about the other fights? Do you think this show is perhaps too soon after we've had Greatest Royal Rumble just a couple of weeks ago? Do they perhaps need to look at the schedule and just spread things out a bit more? Who knows? They've bitten off more than they can chew. Who knows? We're going to find out with the quality of tonight's show. So let us know what you think in the comments down below. And of course, there's all the social media. Well, of course, don't forget to like the video and subscribe if you want to see some more of this. And then look at the social media with Twitter, Facebook and Instagram. Until we see you next time with your binoculars, you stay cool.